Okay, Sean here. In this recording, we're going to go over the Shopify product builder, and we're also going to review the customer review sheet. They work together. You don't have to use them together, but they do work together. And I think that you end up coming out with better optimized product data by feeding it customer review data. So I've created or engineered it to work together. Um, Depending on feedback from everyone, I can do some other adjustments here and see how it goes. But right now, I don't know if we have a lot of Shopify users in here, but we do have some. And this product, Shopify product builder sheet is designed so that you're updating one row at a time and you're manually firing off every single row. And I'll show you how to do that. It's very, very easy to do. Um, there is no menu there is a menu here, but there's no option to click start and having it loop through all the data like we have with our SEO builder. So it's a little bit different of a system. Mostly you can't just loop through an enormous amount of data and not curate it. So this is having you send data over to the AI, bring it back, and then you can massage it, tweak things, and then make your updates. It's going to be more efficient this way, I've found, than doing like just a mass kind of kind of back and forth with the AI. So this is designed where you can still do quite a bit super fast, but you're basically doing one row at a time. But I'll show you how to do it. It's still very, very quick. You can still do hundreds of these in a day. If you're looking to do thousands and thousands of updates in a single day and have it be hands off, like that's not what this does. Like this is designed to have a person sending data to the AI system. You'll then be able to review what's returned, make edits, make sure that it satisfies the user, that it's going to convert, and then kind of go from there. What I don't want to do is create a system where it's doing a mass update where you as the human don't need to review. And you're just hoping the AI gets it right. I think that's a recipe for disaster. I think we can use the AI right now to bring back some updates. We can then go through and optimize for conversion, but there still definitely needs to be some hand holding here. So this is systems a little bit slower than maybe the SEO article one, but I think it's still very quick how I've got it set up. So anyways, this is the sheet. I'll give you an overview here. So this sheet can download your product data. So you want to make sure you have your Shopify app connected. There is a recording for how to create a Shopify app. So go and look at that video if you need. I've already got my credentials in here. They're blacked out right now for the video. And then at the very end, there's two options here. The default is set to 50 and 1, so batches of 50 products at a time. Default is 1. You can add values here up to 250 is the max. That's a Shopify max. I can't go any higher. And then you can set this to loop several times. So if you have a whole bunch of data, thousands and thousands and thousands of articles, you can set it to 250, set it to 10. And then from the menu, there's really only two options. You can either get the product count to figure out how many products are even in the store, and then download all products, which will start going through these values in H2 and I2. So, maybe you only want 10 and, you're wanting to keep your eye on it and you set it to loop twice for whatever reason. It'll bring back 20, or maybe you just want it to bring back 10 or bring back all 20. Anyways, you can mess around with these to figure out what you want to do as far as the counts go. But if you just want to bring back a sampling, maybe you just want to bring back 100, you could do 100 in here, leave I2 blank, and it will just bring back 1. So I'm going to set this to 10 just so we can get a sampling of data. I have hooked up my API keys, so you have to add either your API key, or I have optional, you can add in Gemini. Once you add in your key, you need to pick which system you want to use. So set the AI, and you would select OpenAI or Gemini, and then there's a model down here as well. When this page refreshes, it will refresh to 3.5 if you've got your OpenAI key set. So you will just need to make sure you set your model each time. But that should all be here, and there is an AI function in here. So if I say, "Are you there?" I should get a response back from the AI. So we do know it's connected. Yep, I'm there. So in this sheet, to get it to run, you do need to set two triggers. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So what you'll do is in the menu here, you have File, Edit, View, Insert Format, Data Tools, Extensions. So under Extensions, we have App Script. So you're going to click on this, and this is where the code lives. This is what runs the Google Sheet. And we need to go specifically under triggers. There's a little like alarm clock looking icon, and it says triggers. So if you click this, there are two triggers that you need to generate. There's these two right here. On edit product, and then on edit Shopify sync. So these are the two that we need to create to run the code. So what I'm going to do is I'll delete these and show you how to set these up. Very simple to do. You'll notice that when this is blank, there's a message right in the middle of the screen. So it says no results. I just refreshed the page, by the way. But if you come in here and you don't have anything, this is what you'll see. It says try adjusting your filter criteria or create a new trigger. So you can click here, create a new trigger, or in the bottom right, add trigger. There's a plus sign, little button. You can do the same thing. So maybe you click here first. In your second one, you come to the add trigger. So choose which function to run. There's going to be this drop-down menu, and from here you're looking for the on edit product and on edit Shopify. They happen to be at the bottom because I think this is alphabetical order, or maybe it's in order of what's in the yeah, it's in order of what's in the code. So. That's interesting. Maybe I'll move these to the top and make it easier for you. Anyways, come to the very bottom, click on edit product, and then at the very bottom, select event type. You're going to leave the deployment as head, select event source, leave it as the spreadsheet, but event type, it has to be on edit. So you have to click on edit and then click save. And that's it. So the first one's done, and we'll go through and do the second one. So you'll see this now. You can see it's in here, and we go down to the very bottom, click on add trigger. Same thing. Click on the drop down here on edit Shopify sync is the next one we need to do. So that's the function we're selecting, and then this bottom drop down event type, you'll go to on edit. There is a failure notification setting. This is basically sending you email alerts. Yeah, it's up to you how you want to use this. You can do it's set to immediate, daily, weekly, but they'll send you, if there's any failures, they'll send you a notification of this if it starts to fail. So it's up to you how you want to manage that. Anyways, click save, and now you've got both in here. So now when you start editing the Google Sheet, the code will start to run at this point. So we'll wait and make sure that other one gets in there. So we got, here we go, on edit Shopify sync and on edit product. So that's it. There's nothing else to do. So you come back to the sheet, and if you want, you can refresh it, and you'll notice that little tab of the code disappears, but really you didn't have to do that. Now you can see, because I refreshed, my model set to 3.5, which is fine. But if I want to come up here and change the OpenAI model, just like our SEO Google Sheets, that's in there. And so that's it. So at this point, I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm going to start downloading data, and then I'm going to process the customer reviews as well. So let me show you real quick what that looks like. Very easy. You got your Shopify credentials in here. and I've got the batch set to 10. So I'm going to come to the menu, and what I'll do is at this point come to Shopify products. There's two options. So I'm going to get product count, and the count right here in E4 gives me a total of 1,245 products. I'm only going to bring back for this sake 3. Like I just want to bring back 3 products. And so I go back to Shopify products in the menu, and I go to download products loop, but it's only going to loop one time because that's the default. And I should bring back 3. There we go. So I got the product ID. I've got the admin URL, the live URL. Now the URL is to the Shopify URL and not your custom domain name. So keep that in mind, but not a big deal. It goes the same spot. And it brought back the product title and product description. And then everything else is open for you to start building and working on things. So right here in A4, this is a global data thing. So if you've got customer reviews or things that you want to use globally about your product, about the business, you can put that here and it will use it to write. Or if every product is unique, in column H, that's where you'd put that data. So, if you want to make sure that you're bringing in the voice of the customer and you're updating using that, then this is where you'd put it on every single row. So I would prefer to use the individual rows, I believe. I think the global's okay, but anytime you can have product specific data, I think it's better. Now let's hop over into our customer review tool. So I've already got some information in here. The menu is very basic. It's similar to the Shopify store one, but there's setting keys, making sure the AI is in there. And then really reviews analyzer is only one thing to click on, process review data. Your reviews go into column B, and you can put reviews in many rows as you want. What I like to do is I like to break it up. There's only so much. Well, actually, the code is designed to send over all of the reviews from column B. So you can either put it all in one cell or put it into individual cells. It's up to you. Column A is not used. I just have this here to track your URLs. So if you've got a reviews URL, you can add it there, and it makes it easier to click on and keep harvesting and bringing in reviews. Keep in mind, you can add reviews from any source. So if you go to your competition's website, go to Amazon, really anywhere where you can get reviews, eBay, wherever, copy it, bring those in over here, and specifically reviews that talk about any concerns, frustrations, things they're happy about, all of that stuff. The more you can bring over here, the better output you'll get that you can then optimize your product listing. So once you run the review tool, you're going to get a sentiment score. Sometimes a score isn't perfect. -1 is bad, 0 is neutral, 1 is positive. I notice sometimes it gives me a 1 through 5 score, 5 being really good. So I think in general, it's seen everyone's happy. There's a needs, there's concerns, there's correlations between all the reviews. Then it gives me a combined, what's the overall sentiment, and then what's the overall for each category. And then I also get an avatar list. So this is pretty cool. This will give you, who are the different avatars that might be buying from you, and things to keep in mind when you're optimizing your product listing. So you can use either the combined data or the avatars. It's up to you. For this example, I will just use the combined data. It's a little bit less than feeding over all this avatar stuff. So what you'll do is you'll populate your rows that you're going to be updating, and that will be used in kind of this whole process. So now you're ready to start kind of running things. I'll show you how it works. It's very simple. You can see here there's a little Y. All you do is put the letter Y in here and then hit enter. And then the sheet has been edited, so it'll start working for us. You'll notice Based upon the customer data, here are some suggestions. Okay, let's see. That did not work out how I intended. Let's see here. We'll do one more. There we go. Vitalize. Okay, so I think there was some mistake here with this first one. Approved. I'll have to look at that. Something's not quite right. Based on your customer data, here's the updated product title. Yeah, I'll have to look at maybe modifying the prompts. Right now, they are a little robust, improving conversion rate, addressing customer needs and concerns for, let's see, so it should be this right here. And it wants me to do fast shipping. So, you can see I'm bringing back some data to use in the title, but it's not. Wonder if it has to do with 3.5. What I'm going to do is I'm going to update the model and see if it gets just a little bit better. I had it on 3. I'm curious if it gets better with this. Let's check it out. So it's set to 4, and let's try it again, see what happens. And then I'll send some over. There we go. Quick ship and easy install. I think that's better. Buick Rainier 04 gauge cluster quick repair. So that all looks good. Yeah, I think that these look good. I think 4 is a little bit better. Now it's up to you. You can take the information from here and then update the original, or you can leave the original and take maybe some things from here and then move it over. It's up to you how you want to update this. But the nice thing is you can delete this, add Y, and it will keep updating, give you different updates, and that you can kind of keep running it until you find something you like, which is really nice and fast, right? I mean, hitting delete, putting a Y, and rerunning this, it's very, very fast and efficient this way. And then you can go through and make the edits you need. Same thing for updating the actual product here. So you can see I have a lot of information. There's a lot of HTML and things to update here. So what I can do is just do the Y, and it will do an update. And these prompts, I can go through and keep optimizing them. If we want to have these be a little bit cleaner coming back. I know they're changing their AI models all the time. So maybe when I built this a few months ago, things have changed. There's a little bit more information here. So it's going to take a little bit longer to return all the text. While that's going, maybe I want to do another one. Updated description and SEO enhancements. So I obviously can delete that. And I can start basically reading through this and make sure it all looks good. It brings in some of the customer details. And, there is in column I, if you want to bring in keywords from Surfer, Neuron Writer, or your own, maybe Ahrefs, wherever you're getting your keywords from, you can put those here and it will try to weave those into things. So you can see at the bottom, keyword SEO keywords included. It gave me a list down here. These I don't know why the AI is deciding to do this. I didn't request it. I'll have to come through and take, like, this one is fine. It didn't do that. So anyways, this is why you don't want to run it in bulk. You can't fully trust the AI systems yet, but I think this is a pretty big leap forward. So if I can just do a Y, hit enter, and start sending information back and forth and running this in volume, it's very quick to do it this way. So if I had 10 here, I could do Y, enter, Y, enter, Y, enter, and work my way down the list pretty rapidly. But I can also come through and start editing these. So it's up to you. You can either leave column F as is and just update column G, or you can take bits and pieces from what the AI return and then come back over to F and make your updates here. Now, you might be like, okay, well, Sean, that's fine. But what if I don't have products and I want to use AI to build out a bunch of products? So what you would do in Shopify is you create a whole bunch of dummy pages. Maybe you create 100 of them. The title can literally be anything you want. It does not matter. It could be example one, example two, example three. Then what will happen is when you download those, it'll come through as your product ID. You'll have your URLs, but you definitely want to then you're going to then update in bulk your titles, your descriptions, and you need to have some sort of information in the description, right, about your product. So you can't just have it be blank. You at least you could copy and paste. Like if you create yourself a nice title, you could bring that over into the description, and then the AI can use that to start building out your description. We'll have to take a look at how you would go about doing that. But right now, you're going to have to provide some level of detail in the product description that the AI can use to then make the update. So that's how this is designed. Like you have to feed it some sort of information, and that's where this is really helpful. So, anyways, you have to have some sort of data in the product description. So if it's blank, that's fine. But when you download it into the sheet, you're going to have to add something in here about the product. And then the AI can go through and create more. The other thing, too, is if you just want the AI to help you out, you do have the =, AI available in here. So you could say, create me a product description about a green t-shirt covered in elves for Christmas. I don't know. It's very random. And then hit enter. So what it'll do is it will help create a product description about this shirt, and it's working on it now. And I'm curious. I'm curious what it'll do. Give me back a bunch of stuff here. So let's see. I'm gonna word wrap this, and I'm gonna copy, and then I want to paste this in values only. So now I just have the text in here. So festive elf Christmas t-shirt. So maybe that's my title. So I control C and I come back over and I put that in the title there. So now I can start messing around with the title. I can remove it from here. Overview, key features. Yeah, I think this all looks pretty good. Now I could have in my prompt asked it to put in HTML, which probably was something I would do. But anyways, this is all fine. Like I have enough detail here. I could start then using the AI to rewrite what the AI gave me. Anyways, you can see this sheet allows you to have some flexibility in what you're doing, right? So anyways, that's one way to use it. Because you have the AI function, you can build out pretty quickly here. Okay, so let's say you've gone through, you've optimized your title, you've optimized your description, things are looking good. You use product data, you use SEO terms. You have the ability to generate a Google Doc if you want. You can sync from this sheet into the Google Doc and then make updates from there. The Google Doc's nice if you just want to see the text in one place. If you don't not comfortable with the Google Sheet, and then you have two options here. You can sync with the Shopify data or the Shopify column. So these blue, this product title and the product description. If you want to send those back to Shopify and sync, you can. Or if you want to update Shopify with the AI columns, which are over here, these the ones we're using to make requests back to the AI, you can send this information over to Shopify and update the product ID, right? So you've got two ways to make your update. You can update with the original Shopify column that we pulled down from Shopify. Maybe you made edits there and you want to send that across, or maybe you want to keep it as a backup and the things in your Shopify AI column, that's what you want to send over. And so once you hit once you click Y here, if I hit Y, and hit enter, this is going to start syncing with Shopify, and it's going to give you a done, and it's going to give you a date. I mean, what's in here is the same data, so nothing changed. It just it looked at it, said, okay, there's nothing new to change, so it said done. But anyways, you can see the date synced, and this is the data I sent over. That's pretty easy. The rest of this stuff is just for fun if you want. Like you can build FAQ for the page. You can generate an avatar list using the product description, CRO ideas, Facebook, and so on. So for each of these, you're just going to put a Y, and the system will start building for each of these, right? And so I'll have an FAQ list, avatar, CRO ideas, Facebook, and so on. So if you want to generate Facebook posts with the customer data or without the customer data, with customer reviews, without customer reviews, that's here for you. I've got an FAQ list. So if you want to copy and paste this in and edit, you could put a FAQ at the bottom of every product page. You got avatars here. So you can actually take this information and feed this back to, since this is using your description, you could get your avatar from here and then put that here instead. Oops, green. Let's see, putting the elf shirt there. So here you would put in all your avatar information. And maybe you just pick out the ones you want, out of here. Like there's a whole bunch of them. Maybe you only want to pick like 2 or 3. So anyways, that's flexible that way. This gives you CRO ideas. So these are some things to think about as far as updating the product page with these with this information. So you could come through and kind of look at this data and see how you might be able to use it to increase the product page. And then you've got some Facebook posts as well that you can use. So this is using customer reviews, and then this is without. So I just put these in here for fun. You could always extend these into other things and then use the AI function. But that's it. That's kind of the whole process. A little bit long of a video, but mostly you're going to use this Y to drive everything. Use the letter Y, and you're going to send one row at a time and start building and modifying that page. And the goal is to increase conversion rate. Like you saw, the AI still struggles to send back 100% good quality. And it's going to be really, really challenging to fully, get it to do that without a human intervention. So this is still very quick. By typing in the letter Y and hitting enter, you can do that very rapidly across like 10 to 20 products, and then start updating. If you need to do that across several thousand, we would need to build a looping mechanism. So maybe we build a loop. Like I could put a function and it just loops over column E and G for you, similar to adding the Y. It would do the same thing. So yeah, that's something we can add if that's something that I get feedback on. But right now, I can still build several hundred pages a day, if not per hour. I mean, I could easily update probably 100 in an hour. It's taken me some time to explain things, and it's been about 30 minutes here in this training vid. But, once you get the hang of it, you can move through all this very efficiently. So just to recap, this page is fed review data, but you don't have to use it. You do have the ability to control looping and how many products you're going to bring back to the page. And you'll download all that product data to the sheet, and then you'll start using these AI columns to start making your edits. Again, you do have the built-in AI function that you can start using to make edits. so you don't have to, use what's in here, but you are going to need to have some product data somewhere that you're feeding into this sheet. Or you can have the AI make up product data like you saw with that elf example, but you're going to have to give it something. It can't just make stuff up and assume that it knows what you're talking about. And other than that, you're just kind of working your way from left to right. You've got this syncing here, and then you've got just some extras at the end. And you can use this stuff to even feed additional content and data into your sheet. And then remember, you do have the ability to bring in SEO terms and words. That will be helpful to make sure that your content is SEO optimized even further. So anyways, hopefully you find this helpful. I think there's some more advanced ways to use this data with the SEO, the Max series sheets. You can actually combine these things. So you could bring over all of these product descriptions and titles into the Max sheet, and you could actually build onto the bottom of these and scale up SEO on top of all this. So, and then you just have to bring that data back here to the sheet. But with using these sheets together and these different automations, we can do a lot of cool stuff. So feel free to send me any feedback you'd like. Sorry if this video is a little bit long, but hopefully you get the idea of how to rock and roll through optimizing e-commerce products in bulk.